Hello, welcome to my... Oh, wacht. Let's try that again. Hello, welcome to the Woolly Closet. My name is Gwen and I am coming to you from the Netherlands, where I live with my husband and 11-year-old daughter and my two budgies, whom you've heard because I forgot to put the cover on the cage. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of November. It's been a while. It was really busy, and it was West Knits and cowl season, so I didn't have much to show you a few weeks back, 2 weeks back I think. So, and then it was half term for autumn, so I was too busy to record and people were at home. So I decided to talk to you now. My West Knits shawl is at the last clue and I finished my West Knits Marled magic sweater dress. So I thought I would talk to you about those two things. One of my new projects, which I haven't casted on, but I did collect all the materials for. And I thought I would go over, well, it's almost winter. It's starting to get cold here. So I had to dig out all the accessories. So this episode will be about our most worn or oldest or most liked accessories I have made the past few years. I am wearing my Magic Marled sweater. I made this with a Holst Garn coast held double with brushed alpaca silk from Drops. I started it on the 26th of June and I only finished it on the 3rd of November. It's huge and light as a cloud, and I will try and put in some b-roll here so you can see what it looks like when I'm standing up, because I have not enough room here to model it for you. I did not do the original official neckline. I just did an I-cord bind off so it wouldn't choke me, because I don't like that. I didn't do the mesh bottom you have in the pattern for the bottom part of the sweater. I'm sorry, I have an itchy face. I don't know why. But I did do a bit of a brioche edge to it. You can see that because my sweater is big enough so I can show you here. So there's a brioche band at the bottom, and then I finished it off with another I-cord edging. There are all kinds of textures and stitches in here, and I really like it. I don't know if it's actually really warm, because it's the coast is a cotton merino blend. Well, I don't think I mind it. I'm going to the Knit to Purl to festival in 3 weeks time, which is almost time, and there will be a lot of people there, about 500 I think. It's a small little festival. And I don't want to overheat, so I probably will wear this and then I will add a shawl to it just to be sure I won't be cold. Yes, well, I also didn't do a very long cuff, because when Stephen West holds out his arm like this, the end of the sweater is here. Well, Stephen West is like a tree. He's so huge, and I'm just a tiny puppet. I am just 5'2" in English, American Imperial, 1 meter and 64 centimeters. So I am just a tiny girl. So short girl, I should say. I did a really short cuff. I did go down a few needle sizes to make the cuff extra tight, so the fabric won't slide off my hand and I won't have any hands anymore to use. So I quite like it like this. It gives it a nice firm construction, so it holds the fabric in its place. The only work in progress I have at the moment, the only thing I'm working on, is my Gogo Dynamo shawl, also by Stephen West. This year I went for the most vibrant colors you could ever possibly imagine, which I normally don't do, but I wanted to go for the knitting experience, not as much the item. So this is where I'm at right now. There will be some sort of triangle or square, I'm not sure yet. I do know what it looks like, and maybe you do too, so you will know what I mean. And this is clue 4 also, with those little pearly bits, pearl thingies. I don't know what they're called, but they're quite nice. Yes, the rows are getting shorter and shorter, so it's cinching in quite nicely. Of course, I have to block it. I am not sure if I will do the bottom ribbing though, because then I might drown in it, and it depends on how much yarn I will have left over. But yes, I will come a bit closer so you can see there is yarn attached. So yeah, I really like how those little purple blips are looking. I spend a lot of time in the what Jana from Finnish Knitting Stories or Cat to Knits calls Triangle Factory. It took me a long while to finish that, but I did make it in the end. There is a mistake there though, because I had too many stitches. You can see it here, it doesn't completely end where it should end. I don't know what happened there. I had too many stitches on this or too few on this. I don't know. But I think overall, when I just block it out, you probably won't be able to tell. So it will be fine. I used Chaos Organic Alpaca. This is not mohair, it's alpaca. It's very fine. Creoline Neon Tweed. What did I write down? Neon Tweed Sock in Ocean, and Lang Yarns Wool in a neon pink also. So very bright and colorful. I think it will look nice with this though. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, I think they can go together quite nicely. Maybe I'll be able to finish it before the festival. Who knows? If not, I'll wear something else, another shawl. The next thing I'm going to cast on is actually a gift knit. I'm not sure I will be able to finish it before Christmas, but I'm going to try. You might be thinking now, wait, you were going to make this lovely chart by this lady, which I totally misnamed in my previous episode. It's actually by Lumi Karmitsa. I was going to make a project bag, but I didn't have time to make the chart. It's still in the works. I really want to make that project bag. I just don't have the time right now, and I am, well, suffering is a big word. I have a little bout of MS going on right now, and my left leg is hurting. And of course, when you have an asthma episode, you are very, very tired. So my brain is not functioning at 100% right now. So I need something easier on my brain. So I decided to knit my brother a shawl. He's a scarf. He's a scarf person. And Amy Palco from a lovely podcast, The Meaningful Stitch, she made the Thegither cowl, which looks like this. Of course, these are 3 different ones. She also has added a scarf version in this pattern, and I am going to make this for my brother. He is in, he changes jobs a lot. Well, not a lot, but they're not something I know a lot about. He's in politics. He governs, God, I don't know the English words for this. He's on the city council. Let's call it that. These are my needles. I am going to use 3 different colors because that is what's recommended in the pattern. They're mostly leftovers. I did order a few skeins of the grey, but other than that, it's all from my stash. They are drop snored in a grey, a black, and a red, and I think they look really good together. So I think he will look nice and distinguished as a city council gentleman needs to be. Yes, so as you can see, I haven't cast it on yet. I'm going to try and do that one of these days, and I might bring it to the festival because I promised Marlene from Sunny Sea Knits, which she has a lovely podcast as well. She's also Dutch. She really is diving in deep into colorwork, and she wanted to try one of those Norwegian knitting thimbles I use for stranded colorwork. And I promised her I would bring one because, well, you can order one, but it's cheaper than it is the shipping cost. So I said you can try it, and then if you really like one, you could always order one with a yarn or whatever. So this is just to make sure I don't forget it, Marlene. Just for you. And this project is living in my Hunzenstrik project bag I made 1.5 years ago now. And it's a floral bag pattern by Hanne Rimmen. Of course, I will post everything down below, links and everything for patterns and whatnot. Oh, yes, my other work in progress. I spun up half of the fiber I have from John Arben, and one bobbin is now finished, and the other one I need to spin first, and then I can ply them together. But this is the first bobbin. I really like it. This one was actually a little difficult to spin because this yarn blend is quite soft and silky, and it tended to break on me a bit. It's a lovely grayish blue, some black in there. I'm really curious what it's going to look like when I ply them together. So this is 50 grams, and then I will spin the other 50 grams too, and then I will make a lovely skein. You must be thinking, well, woman, you've been spinning so much skeins now. What are you going to do with it? I don't know. I'm just practicing so I can spin up larger quantities when I'm better at it, and then I can spin a sweater's quantity maybe. But these single skeins will probably be used in something colorwork, so they will not go to waste. I promise you that. All right, so now we've gotten that out of the way. I saw we are only 13 minutes in, and then without editing, so probably even less. So I really do need to tell about something else than what I'm doing right now, because this is just so, well, it's a lot of knitting, but not much to talk about. So, yes, my most worn accessories, my most worn shawls, hats, and mittens, mitts, and whatnot. I'll start with a crochet one. This crochet shawl I made in 2014. It was when we moved here the same year. It was the first time I ordered actual wool. Before that, I mostly crocheted blankets with acrylic yarn and little squids with cotton yarn for a charity I was involved in. This is the Nordic shawl by My Rose Valley on Instagram, or Annette Ciccarelli. I made this with drops cotton merino, and I really like it. If you are a crocheter, you probably know, you've probably seen this shawl lots of times before. It has a lovely scalloped edging as well, if you want to focus. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think I still have some of these colors in my stash, because you only use very small amounts of for the color thing. It also was my first crochet, well, not garment, but something you could wear instead of a blanket or a kid's toy. So yeah, and I wear this when it's really cold outside, or when I have to get something from our shed outside, because it's nice and warm. You will probably hear me say that lots of times. To go with that shawl, I crocheted some fingerless mittens by Sewhappycreative. But I made these in 2017, it says here, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I think they're older. Yeah, I think they are, but they're a bit grimy. I don't wear them anymore, but my daughter did take a liking to them, so I will wash them, and then she can wear them if she wants. This is an older pattern, and it's all crochet. It's basically 2 granny squares crochet together. I'm not going to tell you because it's a paid for pattern. And then some, well, I don't know what you call these stitches. They're back posts, front posts within crochet. I do remember how to make them, but I don't know how I did it anymore. I must have the pattern somewhere, because I made one pair for my daughter's teacher 2 years ago, I think. So, yes. Then I got heavily into knitting. It was 2018, and I wanted to do something else than just crochet blankets all the time. And I started knitting. I made 2 things that weren't really successful, but then I made my first proper knitted item, and it is the Suburban wrap by Jesie Ostermiller. I did not know a lot about gauge just yet. I see I patched up 2 holes in here. Maybe the moths got into them, or someone snagged on there, usually in the hallway at on the coat rack, and someone must have snagged it. I don't know. They're at the same height, at the same place, so I think it's from the coat rack. But okay, it was my first proper knitted item, first lace project. I struggled really hard with this, but I made it work. There are no mistakes in there, as I seem to recall. Stripy bits with a mended bit, yarn over bits. Then this was just, knits and purls. And this is the other end. More lace and more stripy bits and more lace. Well, as I didn't know a lot about gauge, this probably should have been twice as big, twice as wide. I'm not sure. If I look at the photographs from Gogo, it should have been bigger. But I think if I sew the ends together, which I've been talking about for a few years now, I should be able to make a decent cowl out of it. So if I just hold the ends up, then you can see, if I do that, I could have a cowl. So I'm still planning on doing that. For the yarns, I used Atelier Sopra, the purple one is Drops Baby Merino, and the white one is, it was Mr. B's yarn, then it's now Bird Street, Stella Bella. That was the doggy at the time. It was a really cute doggy. Yeah, so this was my summertime project at the time, and I really loved making this. And that's why I still kept it, because I think it's something that really is lovely. One moment, sip water. I also have a little cold. All right. Then I saw in my Ravelry page, I made my husband an Antler hat. This is by Tin Can Knits. I think it was a free pattern at the time. I'm not sure if it still is. I used Knit Crate, Knitology worsted. I don't know if you remember Knit Crate or have heard anything about it. It's now non-existent anymore. It went bankrupt. Very sudden. I wasn't a member at the time, because when you are a member of Knit Crate, you got sent 2 skeins of yarn every month for a very affordable price, and it was always a bit of a surprise what you would get. I really liked it, but my stash was growing and growing and growing, so I stopped my subscription for a bit, always thinking I would go back to it because I really liked it. And then when I was at the point I wanted to resubscribe, they went bankrupt. But this is a hat my husband wears a lot. I'm not much of a hat person. My little bun is in the way now. Well, yeah, really nice hat. Old one, but good one. I made it in 2019. Then I had my very first ever test knit. This one is from Ola Ogunlolu. He was a crocheter, I think, at first. I can't really remember. Anyway, he made this lovely hat and was asking for testers, and I said to him, well, I'll test it for you. And that was my first ever test knit. It was for my daughter. It's made with Drops Air, and the dark blue is Uru yarn, also from Knit Crate. And I ordered some removable pom-poms from Ali, to be fair. Yeah. It's worn a lot. It's from 2019. We lost, there's some sparkle in the dark blue yarn, but you can hardly tell anymore. We lost it for a year, I think, because my brother stole it, and I found it in my nephew's drawer when I was giving him a diaper change. So my daughter was very happy she had her hat back. And then we went, where is it? Why don't I see it here? Where is? We tried something new, and that was colorwork. I had some leftover stash from my mother-in-law, who stopped knitting altogether because she has arthrosis in her fingers and it hurts. So she gave me what she had left, and I made my daughter, you all know who this is probably, a very cute Totoro hat. My daughter is a great Ghibli fan, and she really loved this one. But now the colors are no longer her taste, and I think it was a bit tight on her. I don't remember. I'll try and put it on. Oh yeah, it's tight. That's probably because it was one of my first ventures into colorwork, and I had trouble getting the correct tension. But and it's probably hot because this is non-superwash Drops Alaska, I think. Yeah, they were all leftovers, but yeah, I really like this hat still. It does need a wash though. So yeah. This pattern is by Svetlana Gibadullina, if I pronounce that correctly. And it's an older pattern, but well, like I said, if there's a pattern to be found, I will link it down below. Then I knitted a hat by, why can't I come up with her name right now? I hadn't written it down. Another test knit for, she made the salty sweater, oh, and the emery sweater. I test knitted that too. Samantha Guerin, but I gave it away. Much to my husband's dislike, because he really liked that hat. And I knitted him another hat, and it's the Tailor's Rib Beanie by Ailbiona McLochlainn, but either my gauge was off or it grew when I tried to wash it. It's huge. Like huge. I think I can fit 2 heads in here. So I knitted this in 2020, but maybe my brother might actually fit this. I haven't tried it on his head. He has a huge head as well. You know the cartoon Pinky and the Brain? My brother is the brain. So I think he might like it. This one was also a very funny construction. You knit it from the top part and then you knit down. So that's probably where I went wrong somewhere. But it's lovely and ribbed. This is Drops Alaska. So it's also very nice and warm. I really love the crown as well. You can see here. If you want to focus. Yes, thank you. Like that. So, yes, well. So if he doesn't fit it, I'll donate it or something like that. Because what good is it in keeping it here every year and nobody wears it anyway. Then I did another test knit for Erin Gates. This one is also well worn by my daughter. This is the Love You Always beanie, which I made in 2021. I used Drops Air for the blue and the grey, and the pink one is another knit crate Gibadullina, which I also used for my Koivua sweater. I did stitch down the double folded brim for this one because it kept rolling down something. I don't know. My girl wanted me to stitch it down so she wouldn't have to fiddle with it. She was, let me think, 2021. So she was 7 or 8 at the time. So yeah, it was for her convenience that I stitched it down. Of course, she doesn't like hearts anymore or pink, so this one is also not used at the moment. I might give it to my niece instead. We will see. Yeah, I really loved making this one. Really like what it looks like too. So maybe I should keep it. I usually don't wear hats. Right. And then I made some wrist warmers for my husband. My husband started to have some cramping in his hands and they were shaking a bit, and at the time we didn't know what it was, but the physical therapist at the hospital said he needed to keep his hands and wrists warm, so he was wearing these daily. I made several pair for him because he always lost them, which was very annoying because this is a small gauge on small needles. I think I used like a sock needle, 2.5, 275 millimeters. They are by Ito Yarn. It's a free pattern, I think. Iwaki wrist warmers in 2021. I used Drops Flora. My daughter now fits them. Well, they're nice and boring, but my daughter wears them now. I think you could embroider some nice things on them too, which was my plan, but I haven't gotten around to it just yet. Well, they are nice. It turns out my husband didn't have any neurological problems. He has a vitamin B12 deficiency, which will not go away. I need to inject vitamin B12 into his bum twice a week. But it works. He has no cramps anymore and he's fine. Then there was in 2021 a knit along by Jesie Ostermiller. They are the, oh, did I forget to put mine here? Yeah, I did. Hang on, I'll be right back. They were in my coat because I wear them every day. These are fishing mittens, spelled with PH. I made these with Drops Nepal. Drops sent me a box some years ago for, I don't know, they wanted someone who wanted to knit colorwork stuff to receive this yarn. They had left over because of they made color tests and such. So there was not really a good batch number on them. I'm not sure. But I said yes, and they gave me a whole box of Drops Nepal and some other yarns. And I made these mittens from some of those skeins. They are my most worn. My husband doesn't wear them a lot because he has the full mitten size. So these are my husband's. I can't really, yeah, like that. They're full mittens, nice and warm. Of course, they're very big because my husband has big hands. Slender, but big hands. If I put them on, I have this left. And also on the thumb. So yeah, they really are my husband's. And I made these for myself. I wear these every day. Really love them. They're nice and warm. Drops Nepal is a wool alpaca blend. And I really like knitting with it. I don't think they look really good crochet, but knitted, I think it looks absolutely wonderful. I also knitted hot water bottle covers with Drops Nepal, and they're lovely. So yeah, these are definitely my most worn. I wear them every day, and I have been for 3 years now, every winter, fall, autumn. So yeah. And then came another test knit, and this test knit was a secret test knit. I didn't know, I knew it was for a publication. It's a test knit for Regnier, Marie Tricot on Instagram. I didn't have a name. I only knew it was for a publication, but I didn't know which one. And it took almost, I think, a year, maybe even more than a year, before it was out that it was for Amy from La Bien-Aimée, her book, the first one, I think, or the second one. The pink one. Anyway, the pink one. And it was called the Stries hat. This is my husband's favorite hat. I knitted it with Drops brushed alpaca silk on the brim. Uru yarn by Knit Crate, also on the brim. No, not on the brim. No, Uru yarn on the head part. Held together with West yarn in Deluxe sock. Which made a lovely hat for my husband. He wears it a lot. I ordered him to keep it here today because I wanted to make this little video. I grabbed him a store-bought one so he didn't have a cold hat. My husband is bald, by the way, so he really needs his hat right now. Yes, it was test knit for the YouTube. Are you still on here? For the YouTube. Wait, no, for the worsted book by La Bien-Aimée. And then Marie asked me to be a part of the La Bien-Aimée YouTube interview. There's an interview on Amy's Knit Lab, I think it's called. And I was interviewed there together with Lotta Lofgren, Marie Regnier, and Mieka van Gijn, who made the Wervel sweater. I think everybody knows that one. So I'm in that interview, and that actually gave me the last push to start this knit podcast. So this is a very special hat to me, and I'm forever grateful to Marie for inviting me on her interview. So yeah, lovely hat. And surprising outcome too. Then I made my husband a shawl. It was 2021, and West Knit Stephen West was doing shawlography, and I wanted to knit mostly from stash, and I chose all the wrong colors, and I absolutely hated what I was making with these colors. In hindsight, I probably should have just kept going, but I didn't, and I made a Garter brie shawl for my husband. I have one of Stephen West's shawl books, which had the one with Exploration Station in it, and Garter Breeze is also in here. So I made him this lovely shawl. He only wears shawls when it's really cold, so this doesn't get a lot of wear. Also, I also fixed this one, as you can see. Well, you probably can't really tell, but there's a mending bit here as well. So, well, it's a lot of yarn. Drops Flora, Garn Organic Wool, John Urban Textiles, which is the orange one, Uru Yarn by Knit Crate, which is the blue one, and Svetlana Sumptuous, which is the red one. And I have special memories on the red one because I knitted my daughter her very first knitted sweater and my very first ever knitted sweater. My daughter wore it, I knitted. So her sweater to wear and my sweater to knit, both of first. So yeah, and there's some Loch Lomond in there as well. I didn't write that down, but that's the green one. Yes, well, he rarely wears it. I sometimes do, even though they are not my colors. I am not an autumn person. My husband and my daughter are. Brown and green and orange don't really look that good on me. They wash me out. So then I made my daughter a new shawl in 2022, which is the bubble cowl. I don't think, well, I'll try it on for you. Sorry for the, hang on. There you go. She also wears this daily. She decided I could have it for this podcast, and then she would wear her very old pink one for today. It's a Wednesday, so a short day today at school. So she said, "Well, I'll wear that one today. I don't mind." I made these with all kinds of scraps, and these were gifted to me by Edna. This is Llama, Soft Llama, I think it's called. Anyway, I don't remember all the yarns in here. There's some Drops Air, and there's some Suck yarn held double. Here's the Knit Crate yarn again, you know, from the Antler hat. And the Svetlana, some hobby treaty bits, some neon. She's been wearing this in lots of time. I asked her, would you like a new shawl for this winter? And she said, no, I'll wear that one. It's still nice. So that's good. Then I made, that winter was really cold. There was ice on the, we could go ice skating, and there was snow, and my fingerless mittens just didn't do the trick anymore. So I knitted myself some Northman mittens by David Schultz in Drops Nepal. And these are really nice mittens because they have, I will pull it out. Now I'll show it. This is the inside. This is the outside. Yeah. There's a lining in here. It's written in the pattern how to do it. And I used some lovely red yarn to make the lining. So they're really nice and toasty and warm. And I realized I skipped one pair of mittens for my daughter. So yeah, but I haven't worn these ever. So maybe this year will be the year I get to wear them. They are for when it's like freezing outside, which we haven't really had last year. It was all rain and no snow. But I think they're really pretty. So yeah. Also drop snip. And the inside is knit with drop snort. Then we go back to 2021, which was also a test knit for Mieka John. I test knitted the Heerlen mittens for her, and I used my daughter's size. This is the better one to show. This one is also with a lining. I used Drops Nepal again for the outside and Drops Flora for the inside. And this is the kid size. So it has a lovely texture on the outside. These are worn quite a bit, as you can see. They're a little scraggly. Yeah, can't really tell much more about them. They were a favorite of hers. They're nice and warm, and they are now too small for her. So I will probably give them to my niece if she would like them. Yeah, so I've got them. Sorry. Yeah, 2 pair of lovely mittens. And last year, the final one is the Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague, as you may know. And my daughter handpicked these colors herself, and then when it was done, she decided she would never ever wear it. So and it's quite a lovely. You can use all kinds of yarn and gauges for this pattern. It's all written in the pattern. You just basically start on one end, knit, and when you can do it all in one color, of course, but I chose two, and then knit the other side, and then you fold it in on itself, and then you have a nice toasty hat. And with this one, it's reversible, so it was intended to be worn like this, which I really liked. This is West Yarn Deluxe Sock, and the other side is Wool met Verve, which I also like this, but she doesn't wear it, so I'm not sure what I'll do with it. Maybe I will unravel it. I don't know. We will see. And then we have the fleet hat. It's the very last one. Didn't I write this down? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's 2023, by the way. Edna sent me some Yerbo Select number 6 to try out, and I knit my husband a fleet hat, which he also wears a lot, which is a colorwork hat, of course. Yeah. I haven't got much to say about this one. It's just a nice little hat. I think it's in the book Strange Brew. I think it's in there. Oh, yeah. I'll show the floats so you can have a look at my floats. These are the floats. Yeah, it's a nice hat pattern. You can use what's it? DK weight? Worsted weight? I'm not sure anymore. I need to dip it a little bit. Anyway, this is the last hat I knitted. I have no plans to knit any hats at the moment, except for the shawl. Yeah, that's it. I think we're done. I have shown you everything I have that is being worn. There's more, of course, but I either already showed it or it's in that bin not being worn. And anyway, okay, well, I think I am done. I have covered everything. I am struggling to finish this. I think I'm starting rambling. I am going to the Knit2 Pro2 festival. Maybe I will film before that, but probably not. I'll try and film something there so you can see a bit. Or I might just forget. I don't know. Tomorrow night I'm going to a knit night, which is also very nice. And then we will have some theater stuff and a concert by Fish. Which will be a challenge because I'll be needing to stand, and I'm not very good at standing at the moment, so I'll bring my cane. I bought a new cane because of my stupid left leg. It'll probably get better soon, I'm sure of it. And then we will have Sinterklaas. It's going to be a very busy time, and I'll see you when I see you. I don't think I'll do Vlogmas because I don't know if I have something to show you. We will see. I do have an advent for my spinning wheel in December. I might do something with that. I'm not sure yet. It's all a mystery. Anyway, I will see you when I see you. Keep safe, keep warm, and I will be back. Bye.